I was really scared. I'm a single mom. I've left a full-time job with benefits. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. I was trying to raise my children on my own and busy working at a couple of different companies in Grimsby. And I thought, I don't stand a chance here. So I just did the best I could. I used to say to people, that's not who I am. I'm not a salesperson. So I've never felt salesy. I've always felt like this was a mission and that I needed to take care of people. And that was 21 years ago. So today I have a team of, total of us is about 15 people.
Welcome to the Sold Right Away podcast, where we turn real marketing challenges into real business success stories. I'm Maud Léger, real estate marketing expert and strategist. Each episode, I sit down with driven realtors, bold entrepreneurs, and industry leaders who bring one big challenge to the table and we tackle it head on. You won't just hear stories here. You will walk away with actionable strategies you can apply right away to build your brand, get more leads, and close more deals. If you're ready to market smarter and win more, this is the show for you. And that's why today I've brought on Lynn Fee, a seasoned realtor with over 21 years in the business and leader of the Lynn Fee Team. She shares her perspective on gratitude, people-first service, and knowing your strengths. Plus, real talk about today's low listing inventory and the challenges agents, buyers, and sellers are facing right now. This episode is packed with insights and practical tips every realtor can apply to their business. Let's get to my chat with Lynn. Hi Lynn, thanks for joining us on the episode today. And tell us a little bit about you. How did you arrive to real estate?
Thanks, Maud, for having me. It's always an honor to be here. And I like to tell my story a little bit because it's a little bit different than most. This was not like my first career. I had a couple previous to that. They were marketing and administrative, basically. And it wasn't like I jumped in thinking, I'm going to love real estate. A neighbor who was doing really well in real estate, it appeared to me that this might be the next thing I needed to do. More of a financial thing, single mom. I thought, what do I do now? And that was how I got in. And when I thought I could just maybe be a great admin or an assistant, I was told, no, you have to get your license. And I thought, what is a license for what? And I didn't know much about homes or real estate. So I reluctantly, while I was still working full time, got my real estate license. And then I was a buyer agent. And it didn't last as long as I'd hoped. Next thing, I was moving to another RE/MAX brokerage where I launched into becoming a single agent. And I was scared to death. I really didn't think this was my forte. They said, yes, you'll do just fine. And I was like, no, I don't think this is for me. But they offered me a great program. It's called a quick launch. I'll be forever grateful for that. And it didn't take long for me to become so busy. So it was almost by default that I needed the help of an admin and then I needed the help of a buyer agent. And that was 21 years ago. So today I have a team of total of us is about 15 people, of which 10 are agents that are licensed and then 5 are admin. And we have a lovely office in Grimsby, but we service quite an area, but I can always tell you more about that. But it started out Grimsby because it's where I live. And now we service really from Toronto all the way through to the U.S. border. So it's turned into quite a nice growth curve.
Growth journey.
Yeah.
What a fantastic story. I love it. It's very different than most agents, right? Like you didn't know, you didn't want to. They put you into a program.
No. I didn't think I was cut out for this, that's for sure. But it's turned out to be a lifestyle, really. And I enjoy the people. I enjoy working with people. And thought I wanted to be a therapist. And I went, yeah, but this kind of like fits it all in, a little. So
yeah,
I do enjoy it. Yeah.
I can see that. What would you say was the moment that you decided, hey, this is me, I'm good at it, I'm going to go all in?
Well, again, I often think it just seemed to happen, but I really found people were attracted to me, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought, how will I ever compete? There were a lot of really good agents in Grimsby at the time, and I was in awe of them. And they had reputations already, and they saw their signs, and I thought, I am a nobody. I haven't even made my way into this town because I was not one to really do a lot. I was trying to raise my children on my own and busy working at a couple of different companies in Grimsby. And I thought, I don't stand a chance here. So I just did the best I could, hoping that if I had some connections and people warmed to me, they trusted me. And it seems that open houses were a great way for me to start meeting people. And that helped a lot. And then I had a philanthropic nature as well, wanting to try to work with raising money for places. And I always thought if I could give back, because I had been treated well when there were times in life where my sons needed something. We were, we always saw that giving kind of nature. And I thought, when I can, I will. So it's always been kind of that. And that sort of really helped a lot. So yeah, I'm always grateful for that.
Yeah, I love it. So genuine, so true.
Mm.
When you think about, like you talk about how you're community driven, you're a people person. What is one thing that you're really good at as a real estate agent?
I would think I'm really good at connecting with people. And I always say on any level, like some think that maybe we're only good with a certain caliber, but I've often said it, that we can be real good at, like, I think I'm a really excellent negotiator. And that's all well and fine. But some people want to know that you can talk to them even when they don't have anything. And they want to know, can you come and help me? Can you tell me how to get out of a problem here? We recently had a couple that were just, they just don't know how they're going to even move, because there's a lot of extenuating circumstances that I don't want to get into, but we had to find solutions for them. It wasn't just, we're still trying. Listing their house is the last part of it. We need to find them, where can they go, where can they afford to go, and how do we remove someone from the home that's getting in the way. So we're trying to find solutions. So we're doing a lot more, and I realize that that's what makes a good real estate agent, knowing that we have to find ways to take care of more than just getting that sign in the lawn and yay, we got it sold. There's a lot. So that's what makes, I think, we're a very caring group, and that's what I like about what we do.
Yeah, I think that's great to have all the pre-planning and
Yeah,
the solution and the caring into helping your clients before the sign goes
yeah,
up. That
yeah.
that's important. So 21 years in real estate so far, what's one valuable lesson that you have learned, if you can pick one?
Oh, one valuable lesson. Well, I think I'm always careful because I run a team where I happen to be on all the time. And there's times I think I missed out on parts of life. And I think, should I have been more careful with my time? Should I have set better boundaries? But then again, the people that need you often need you when they need you. So, the lesson is, I'm not sure I've got a great one, except that maybe we just have to make sure we're taking good care of our health and taking care of ourselves and not running ourselves ragged. I'm the person that still packs my lunch, packs my snacks, packs my water. I start the day hauling bags out to my car because I want to make sure you got what you need, whether it's nuts or a pepperoni stick or, water bottles or a lunch, because we have to take care of ourselves. We can't run ourselves ragged. Otherwise, there's no point. So that might be a good lesson, I guess.
True. Health is
Well,
gotta be a lot.
I'm still trying to find the piece that says, and get some exercise, but that one is just, it doesn't seem to be wired in. So that one I'm going to learn very soon. I'm sure of it. That one's coming somewhere
This
someday.
comes with
I
time.
don't
So
know what
now
happened. That piece just didn't land in my head. I don't understand that. I just don't.
it's an extra layer because of time.
Yeah, I really don't understand at all.
What would you say is the key to your success?
Um, well, it feels like braggadocio. I think, oh, first of all, as a team, we have the most amazing client care team. Um,
Mm,
because agents can come and go. I have great agents too, but when you care for people, they know the difference, and they see us. We don't ever stop showing up. So we're always there, and they also see that we show that we have results. Um, Again, we show people that they can show up and we're going to be there. So I think that people trust us. That's
yeah.
kind of the sense I get is we tell them, come in, have a coffee. We'll just talk. You don't have to feel obligated. We're not going to take you hostage and, and then harass you for weeks or months or years on end. I think they feel good about the fact that we really come from the heart. And when I started that was the only thing I didn't want was to ever look like I said I couldn't do real estate because I wasn't a salesperson. I used to say to people, that's not who I am. I'm not a salesperson. So I've never felt salesy. I've always felt like this was a mission and that I needed to take care of people. And in the meantime, we have to make a living. And so I make sure there's nothing that we don't do from start to finish to make sure we've done everything we can to get them the most amount of money. I always say in the shortest period of time because it is their largest financial investment. So I treat it with as though it's my own or it's
Yeah.
my own family. So I think that comes through. They
Yeah.
feel that that's true. That's a truth. It's not just talk. It's not just talk.
Yeah. Your actions are backed by
Mm,
what you bring to the table, not just
yeah,
sales, right? There's so much more to sales than
yeah,
just sign here type
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
I do hope that comes through because that's
Yeah.
really where we come from. And the agents that we bring on, we want to think they have that same basis, that they come from that same place. And when we see the testimonials that come through for our agents, it's like, wow, like this is awesome. That tells me that clients are loving the people that work with us as well. So we're teammates, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, I can see with your approach, the way you are, you're gonna attract other realtors who are the same, who values the same values as you,
Mm-hmm.
and then therefore you're gonna attract the same audience as well,
Mm-hmm.
the same clients
That's
who
correct.
are gonna want that.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What would you say is a one thing that you have learned that is a non-negotiable for you in your business?
Mm. I protect some of my time, and that's not negotiable. So
Ah,
there's
okay.
times where I know somebody feels that what they need is more important than what I need, and I have to
Mhm.
be careful sometimes about that, where we could actually lose our sense of self. So
Yeah.
we all have to have, whether that's a certain day of the week where that has to be my day. Sometimes I call it my mental health day. Sometimes I call it just my work at home day. But whatever it is, it's the quieting and being able to say, I need something, and no one's getting in the way of that. Unless the house is on fire, or something like that. But that's the great beauty of having a team as well, is that there's always somebody that can help with this, and it doesn't have to be me necessarily. I have really talented real estate agents, lots of experience. Every from my son, who's been 14 years with me in the business, and he's a broker, right through to numerous people that I can name that have all got great. So there's things that's like a non-negotiable. And
Mhm.
we also have bottom line on commission. And as much as I might lose a deal, lose a listing, I have to say that I can't do that because yes, I know the other guy might offer this, but to offer that is to just now try to compete with what I might say it could be someone who's more desperate, and they're going to offer. So if I have to start doing that, then we're just chasing it to the bottom. And realtors work really hard, and
Yeah.
they put in hours and hours that they really never get paid for. And
Yeah.
we don't sit there complaining because everyone thinks we're millionaires, by the way. Do you know that, right?
Oh yeah.
My
Uh,
mom, she's passed. She thought I was a millionaire because she looked in the paper and saw all the houses, right? So she figures I'm a millionaire, and so they feel we make too much money. So there's times where we just realize that that is the illusion. So
mhm.
we have a hard time holding the line on our commissions, but we do so much for so many people, and we never get paid for that. So
Mhm.
we have to be careful about that stuff. So
Yeah,
that's the
totally
other
agree.
non-negotiable.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like your boundaries from your time and your boundaries from the value you bring to the table. You
Yeah,
set a price and you
yeah,
set a time and you set a
hmm,
line, and
yep,
that has to be where you have clarity in your business. So totally respectable. I think,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
hmm.
people you're gonna attract are gonna respect that, and the deal you're gonna lose, they're not gonna be a fit anyways.
Well, and sometimes you didn't ask it, but sometimes I feel sad. I've kind of lost it, and I hear I see. Well, we look and oh, they hired that person for less, and then I look at the listing and I go, oh, that no staging.
Yeah,
Ooh, those photos don't look very good. Oh, it's only on one real estate board, not on the ones it should be on, and nobody can find it. And then it sits and languishes, and it's overpriced, and unfortunately, you watch and it's like watching a car accident. And you think,
in
oh,
slow.
gee, you did that for a half a percent, eh? And but you can't. And I feel actually very bad for them. I think,
Yeah,
wow, all that, eh, for that. So, but that's what we sometimes you just have to let people do what they're going to do. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. That would not have been a fit for you. And
no,
maybe they'll know, maybe they won't. But the
maybe
next
not.
person, the clients you actually truly service to the best ability that you have for what they need for their largest asset,
That's
they'll
right.
see value in it and they'll recommend,
That's
and
right.
you'll grow from there. Hopefully, huh? We say these things hoping, but
Yeah.
in an ideal world. Tell us a little bit more about how you generate leads for your business and your agents, since you have so many agents in your team.
Well, interestingly, we do that through a lot of through referrals. I'm very fortunate because after 21 years, I have fortunate enough to get referrals from people for their parents or their family members. We have ads in the paper. We have a lot of social media exposure, and we're actually stepping that up starting in September to increase that as well because I still like print marketing, but I have a younger staff that really thinks that's kind of a waste of time. I still hang on to it because I have this thing about the full page and people and exposure. So everyone's got their own opinion, but I believe that that helps a lot. People see a steady brand and they see exposure. So we get those leads, then we get leads for the team off of our listings. And then we have say, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Kijiji, YouTube videos, and TikTok and LinkedIn and all of those different places. And not as many leads as we often would like, but open houses still to me are one of the best ways. We are training agents on open houses too because they're not just a place to host the event. It's like host the event, find out more. I often tell my agents, they've come in there to interview you as well, or they come there to look for me because they initially see the Lynn Fee sign and they think, oh, we'll go see if Lynn's there. And if I'm not there, they might be initially disappointed, but then they go, oh, look at who is there. She seems okay or he seems okay. So it's a chance for you to win them over. So there's another instant lead, and it could
Yeah,
be way more. So we do a lot of training and mentoring. We have a VP of sales who's doing that with new agents and ongoing mentoring. And we have brokers on our team like that have got everywhere from 54 years of experience, 28, and myself 21, and right all the way down 17. So it's not like we have a lot of good people there. So there's lots of leads to be had, but it's not like they're just handed over. It's like you're going to work for them, but they're going to be good ones. So
yeah.
yeah. So I think that's important.
I love it. I love that you have a structure for
Hmm.
the training as
Yeah,
well and a team to back
yeah,
up your experience.
yeah.
That's very important. What would you say are business processes, I guess, that you have set up in your business that you transfer to your agents when they join your team?
I'm sorry, would you repeat the question?
Yeah, what would you say are processes in terms of business processes that you've set up for yourself that you're transferring to your team when you have new team members?
Well, the systems are quite admirable. I mean, we that's I think why an agent would join a team. First of all, an agent's joining and they're splitting a good portion of their commission with us. In
Yeah,
turn, though, we're taking a lot of the headache that most realtors don't want off their hands. So some realtors might say, well, I don't mind doing administrative work. In fact, I'm not sure I can order my own sign. I can order feature sheets to be printed, and I don't mind doing graphic design. But what we say is that you get to come in and the systems and the business model has already been created and it's a worthwhile brand. Like we're not always able to say where we stand, but our standings in like whether they're Grimsby or the Hamilton Burlington Real Estate Board where we sit, we are like in like we're ranging somewhere in like 1 to 5 in the range of 1 to 5 in the board of Hamilton. I guess it's 3,000 or more agents, and
yeah,
that's a pretty high standing for a fair like a small team. And in Grimsby, we are toggling always number 1, 2, or 3, depends upon where we are, and it's only by a couple units. So we do well, and even on the Toronto Real Estate Board. So
wow,
we think our systems work well. So we
yeah,
show them this is what we do. And if you want to do all that and you don't want to be on a team, like we recently just interviewed someone who's done a lot of work and maybe doesn't think it's worth their while, but the systems are tried and true. And we have a transaction coordinator. So once your deal is done, you hand it over. She takes care of everything, puts it through, makes sure the lawyer's contacted, everything's sent through. So these are I think, are the systems that really work well, and you want your offer registered. Well, we are doing that for you. We're sending out the notices to everybody when it comes in. So that to me takes a huge amount of stress off of an agent. And
yeah.
then everything's done accordingly. You don't have to worry about RICO or complaints. Um, Everything's been fairly registered. If there's a second offer, we take care of that. So we do an awful lot. So if that's what you meant by that question,
Definitely.
yeah.
Which I think is great for the agents who join the team, but also
Mhm.
from the client's perspective, the homeowners that are in the deal,
Yeah,
they get the same service no matter which agent they use in your team.
that's
So
right.
that's
Yeah. Plus, the client ends up getting this. I call it like really, it's truly VIP service, and then the agent gets connoisseur service. Sometimes we think you don't have to do a thing now, but the client is getting a report every week. Not only just every week is getting a marketing report. How many people are seeing their home? What they're getting in the way of hits, and then as we get feedback, they're immediately getting told, here's what they said. So they feel very looked after, hand delivered this, we hang riders and personalized stuff. So it's quite a nice little thing that goes on. Yeah.
yeah, good processes, good added values.
Yeah.
Nice. So let's move on to the Ask Me Anything segment of the episode today.
Okay.
And then let's discuss where do you have challenges in your marketing? Any questions you might have to flip the script a little bit.
Well, the one thing that we had talked about before we got on was market challenges. So it's not like marketing challenge. It's more like we can market the heck out of these listings. But we got a lot of inventory right now. And, we're all sitting here going, wow, look at our great ratings. And I'm just going to be really honest and sarcastic about it at the same time. Like, whoa, look at where I'm rating today. Whoa, look at how we're. Whoa. But, the truth of it is, I don't think there's any realtor right now out there that doesn't have a ton of inventory that they're not all that thrilled about. And it doesn't, I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a lot of great scripting that we're supposed to try to do. Everything from, the barrel of fish is bigger here than there. And, the fishing lure isn't going to hit those people. I can talk until the cows come home. But if you have a seller that is hell bent on what they believe And what they believe is something that has come from, I hate to keep referring back to COVID, but COVID bent people's minds. It bent them into believing that the house down the street went for $1 million. So yeah, I get it that COVID isn't happening now, but mine's got to be worth at least 9. No, actually, it's really not. And if I don't agree, I will maybe get ushered out the door. So we bring a lot of good statistics to show what's really going on, but then, well, maybe 850. And what if it's really 750 today? Do you know that's really a hard pill to swallow? So if we're of the mindset, or a realtor's of the mindset, and they don't want to be totally honest and say, okay, we'll do the 850, and now they're 100,000 overpriced. This begins is not the beginning. It's just keeps adding to this inventory issue. Then I go to list another house down the street, and they go, well, so and so just listed John Smith for, and I can't say yes, but
Yes.
that's wrong, because then I'm saying the realtor is wrong, and then I'm bashing the realtor in a sense, and then that does not look good on me. So we have to find a way to nicely say, okay, yeah, I see that, but let me just show you the facts. They don't want to see facts. Somebody from Toronto is bound to come in, because in Toronto they're smart. No, they're not as smart, and they've got tons of money, right? So this has got to be worth that for a person. We always have this inside story that goes, they think people from Toronto aren't smart or something. People from Toronto are still going to do stats. They're still going to check out the market. So we end up with so much inventory, and then there's this like illusionary pricing. So then, and I wrote this down. So it's like they go, okay, so now we're still looking at these peak prices that used to be, and then we're all having a bit of a problem. Buyers in the meantime are going, wow, I'm not buying right now because these prices aren't very good, and these interest rates, they might come down, they might not. I think I'm just going to wait it out. But if everybody got a little more realistic and the houses started to sell, the buyers would start to say, you know what, I think we better get in on this, because it doesn't look like the interest rates are actually going to come down much more. So why don't we buy maybe now? But now everybody's got an illusion going on. The inventory levels are causing an illusion for the buyer, and the sellers are saying this. I just got this yesterday. Maybe we just wait till next year. And I got the listing now, so I've already spent all the money. So they'll just let it ride out and expire. And this is what's happening. So we're just going to spend our money, because we don't charge we don't get paid until it's sold.
Because you do all the
So
marketing.
now everyone will just see if maybe there is some foolish buyer that will pay that extraordinarily high. Even when I get feedback that says this is way overpriced, they go, well, we'll just wait till next year. But I'm afraid to say I don't think next year is going to make a difference, because as long as we have the fears that are being perpetuated, some of them are real. We got the Trump, the tariffs, and all the stuff that's going on. I tell people, try not to let that bother you, because we're going to still sell and buy homes. But a lot of people are having trouble letting that not bother them. So they're just all going, this isn't the year to do anything then. But if our inventory levels weren't so high, it would be the year. See? So it's feeding into it all.
So I guess the question is how do you educate people from here? What can you do to help spread the message
Yeah.
to the buyers?
Maybe I'll get Donald Trump to come up here. No, just joking. Just a total awful joke. You can cut it if you want. When I tell you that we sit down and we spend sometimes an extraordinary amount of time knowing full well that we either won't get the listing, or we'll get it and they'll still insist on a higher price. So we've actually had to say, just as a segue, to each other, I always go with one of my listing partners. I prefer it that way. We do a way better job, and it's two people for sure, but we have made decisions that said, if they insist on, we are going to very kindly and respectfully say, I'm really sorry, but we're really not the right choice then, because we don't believe that this is in any of our best interest to be over X. and
Yeah.
then we'll say, so if you're willing to be at what this price, we're happy to help you out here. But if you're gonna be over there, we're just not the right team for you. But really, what we want to say is that we're not going to spend our money and time and resources to put this on the market so that you're going to be disappointed, and then you're going to eventually go, I guess we better just take it off because, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's a
so we've
disservice
gone in
to
and we
all.
sat down. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was gonna say that's a disservice to all, to
Yes.
you, to
Yeah.
your sellers, to
Mhm.
the buyers.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is a cycle of disservice.
Right.
So
And,
I think
and
you're
nobody wants to hear us say, well, and that's very expensive because we actually are the kind of team that puts all of our staging in, and we put inventory and we don't remove it. I hear some do. They put it in, they take it right out. We leave it there. We pay a kind of a rental fee too. And then we print beautiful stuff. We put everything up. We make a rider that's it's their own rider, www.123 Any Street. We really put all in. And then when they say, wow, I guess you were right. It's like, so, but are you going to bring your price down? No. Okay.
uh
So now so we don't want to get resentful, and we don't
mhm.
want to hurt their feelings. So we have to we make those decisions now in advance. So we lost out by doing that. But we do go in with truly fantastic comparables. We sit with them, we show them, I draw pictures of like little, I hate to say kindergarten like, but like, let me show you, here's what it was in 2019, and then here's what happened. Then it dropped. And then now, but really, if you look at what it was, you
So
actually
good.
are doing okay, and they still go, I still want that. So
Uh
I can't really do much more than that, I don't think, you know.
yeah.
So,
Well, I think a few things that are key that you mentioned, even earlier when you mentioned your boundaries about your minimum commission you will take, and then your boundaries about your time and your
yeah,
days that you don't want to be bothered. So I think this is another new boundaries that has to be added to your business
it is.
process.
Yeah,
This is it, and if
yeah,
it's unrealistic, you can continue to contribute to that cycle of disillusion.
that's very true.
Yeah. So
Very,
I'm thinking you just I'm thinking the idea would be educate buyers and sellers as much as possible, the best of your ability. Every time you meet with someone, every piece of content you can put online and start to make the changes. And then you'll attract a listing of people who will get it, and those
yeah.
people will get it. They'll be grateful and they'll sell for a reasonable price for what it's worth.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's exactly true. But you
Mhm.
hate to lose. You hate to lose too. You want to go, oh, I'm just going
Right.
to walk away from that listing, and somebody else is going to get it, and I'm going to be going, oh, and then maybe they will drop. So you're always in that, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? It's like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
you somewhere you draw the line, because we've
Yeah.
got over 30 listings sitting. We're just staring at them, going, wow, that's been up since when? When? And by the way, I have agents are in control. They're not all my own personal. Like, I have some
Yeah.
listings that came to me, but I have great agents too. And they don't want to go have that conversation. It's not comfortable. It's
No.
hugely uncomfortable to go, so we've been on the market now for 63 days, and let's see.
Yeah.
Look, this is the feedback. And what do you think before we hit the 90? You think we ought to? And they go, no, let's just wait a little bit longer. I'm thinking, like, for what? You know,
Yeah,
so,
it
yeah,
sounds like a lot of money up front for you
yeah,
and not a lot of return.
that's
So,
right. That's right.
yeah, yeah, nice. So I think that's all about starting on an education series for you.
Yeah. I'm never going to retire. I decided I just have to stick it out and just keep on doing this. No,
Yeah.
I really do love what I do. So
Mhm.
you haven't asked that yet, and you will, I'm sure. But um,
Yes.
I like I like my team a lot, and that's just
Uh,
something that not I don't know if everybody does, but it's a perfect size. We are definitely looking to recruit a few new agents, like if bring in some new blood, some people that are wanting to sell real estate that are as driven as we are, because not
Yeah.
everybody is, by the way. I'm starting to learn that. I came in, I have to be honest, I was really scared. I'm a single mom. I've left a full-time job with benefits. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like, I just, like, a lot of things didn't go right in the beginning. And I was like, I am a fool. I don't know what I'm doing. And I went and I got into some Brian Buffini training, which was awesome. And I had a great guy helped with that. I'll never, ever forget him. And then I got some mentoring and a quick launch program. It's like, so, and I got a little more confidence, and it all turned out. But I was also a single mom, and I went, I have to make a living. So there's a whole different mindset. So when I
Yeah.
say I never felt driven, I have a disc profile that showed me as anything but a D, and then suddenly now it's a D, because you turn into a D when you have to support a family,
Yeah.
and that's how it's been. And it's still on my own, and I have a lot of obligations financially. So I have to stay on top of things. And you have a different way, you have a different way of thinking, and you don't say, well, I need to chill. Oh, I think I'm going to sit back and relax, because there is no relaxing. Somebody once said in his business, it's a grind. And I used to think, why does he say that? That's a terrible phrase. It's a grind. Like, I used to just wince, and I think I understand now. But it's not a bad grind, because if you can come in and you love the people you're with, my admin team is so great. They are my sunshine. I walk in, I can't wait to go in and have a coffee with them, and they light up the room, they light up the building, and people walk in, and we have such a nice time. And the agents, we have a great meeting every Monday. We catch up. How are you doing? What is your life like? How's it going? Tell us your challenges, your wins, your successes. We review, and I just feel like, where else would I want to be? So
I
yeah,
love it.
so it's great.
I love it. The fact that you love your team
I do.
is really good.
Yeah,
And then I think too, one thing is you went from single mom with two children to feed, and now technically you are feeding 15 total with a 50-50 team. You have to keep
more
up
or
and
less. They'll say we feed ourselves, and they do.
yeah,
They work. Some of
yeah,
them, like, everyone's got a different level of energy and
mhm,
commitment and drive. And sometimes it has nothing to do with being a single mom. Some of them just have it. And some
yeah,
it's different. Some of them have young children. Some of them. So everyone has a different, outlook on how hard you're supposed to work.
yeah,
And like, I'm old enough to be, as I say, most of their moms, and maybe more. And I won't get into that because I don't like to age myself. But we all came from a different background, right? And
yeah.
yeah, so like, I was a
And
9 to 5er. I was a 9 to 5er, and I go, how did I turn into this? I don't even know how many. There's no such thing as not working. So yeah,
yeah, now you're 24/7 with your
yeah,
boundaries on your days there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, that's interesting. 21 years in the business. You've seen the markets, you've seen the challenges.
Yeah.
What do you feel? Do you feel right now is probably one of the most challenges because of that cycle we talked about?
Yeah, yeah, I know people talk. We talked about, what was it like in 2017, and then we thought about COVID, and then that dip. But
Right.
but it was like, it was. I remember I had a rough time in 18, because I had to do some fancy financing, and I remember that stuck in my head, and I thought. But then we quickly moved out of that, and then we saw a nice. COVID was like a miracle time. But you always know when something goes up too much, you just know you're going to see that just crash down bad. So for some people, it was, we're all like fatted calves. We had all this money. It was like, ha, look at us. And then, oh, like, what now? And so, and realtors, for the most part, some are very financially savvy. They've learned, they're smarter. The kids got educated. I should say kids. Those in
Yeah.
there, they went to university. They got their, they did smart stuff. They invested in properties. Nah, some of us not so smart. We just
Mhm.
go, oh, look, we got money, and then we don't have money. And then so I always say to realtors, like, yeah, get smart. Wayne Quirk, great broker of record at Garden City, taught a course called The Money Machine. And I first started, He said, buy a property every year, I think for 15 years, put 15,000 down or 15. And he said, and then you'll be able to retire because you're not going to retire on commissions. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you seriously? We get so much money. How can we not retire on commission? Seriously? I was embarrassed to charge people commission. I was like, oh, I come from a European background. People would die for that kind of money. He was right. He was absolutely right. But nobody listens back then. I'm not going to buy a property. What am I going to do? I'm not a landlord. I'm just a simple woman realtor. And that was a dumb decision. But now, it was good advice. Good advice. Just didn't take it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wayne. I didn't listen. You were right. I was wrong. I was dumb.
Oh, funny. That's funny. Let's move on to the rapid fire segment of the podcast. So I'm going to ask you rapid questions, and some of it we may have.
If I can't answer, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, there you go.
What do they say when they ask for? Can I have a
friend? Call a friend.
Excuse me. Let me check with Donna. Just a sec.
All right. So, what is your best marketing strategy right now?
All of a sudden, it's just like a bunch of things came to mind. I'm still going to have to go with social media.
Love it.
Yeah, it has to be. Even though social media.
Yeah. And what's your best social media tactic for real estate growth?
We're still working on that, but we do such a multi-level one. But I thought Facebook, but I'm thinking we're kind of Instagram-y a bit more. We're doing the reels, and people are loving them. Fast, smart-looking reels. Yeah.
Love it. If you could use only one marketing tool for the next year, what would it be?
This is where I need Donna. Sorry, I'm not at work. And by the way, let people know this background is because I couldn't use the background I wanted. This is disgusting. Don't let anybody think I work like this. I don't know. Everyone's talking again about back to TikTok and everything, right? But I don't know about that. TikTok, LinkedIn's another good one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not good at that one. Sorry, I'm gonna have to just.
It's having a team, right? A backup team that can do the things that you're not good at.
Yeah, and remember, I count on people to take care of that business because I'm still newspaper a little bit, which you notice I didn't bring that up because nobody would agree.
So maybe that's your marketing tool that you won't let go for 1 year.
Well, the newspaper though is like people still. I just got to call it again. She sees you in the newspaper all the time. I'm like, see, they see you. Like I'm not a billboard person, but we know that works for some people extremely well. Yeah. Extremely well. So I'm just one page in a little local newspaper, and then one little spectator ad because I service that area, so I need people to know that. So it's just more of a hey, we're here kind of a thing.
Yeah. What is your top income generating activity?
I still think that open houses are probably one of the best if done properly. And it helped me it started my business. Wow. I think it's something that has to be skillfully done. It's not a pushy thing. And I'm trying hard to figure out how we can help our agents do better. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. What's one piece of advice that you disagree with?
I really think that teams, I guess, when someone says you don't need to join a team to be successful, I think there's something to that that's not true. Yeah. You don't have to join a big team, but I think that working with someone can only benefit you. I don't believe one person alone can actually service a listing client completely and do everything, unless you've only got one listing. I guess you could. But if you want to grow yourself and your business, surround yourself with people. So when someone says, why would you want to join a team and split? Because you will grow. You will grow yourself. You will do so much better. So when someone says, you don't need to join a team, save your money or do it yourself, it's cheaper. I go, yeah, definitely cheaper. For sure. Yeah, definitely cheaper.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So yeah, that's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
What's a quote or a mantra that keeps you going?
Honestly, if I tell you that, I just say I am constantly thankful. So I do say thank you, God, and I'm so grateful, even when there's a struggle, and we have numerous struggles, and they can be anywhere in my life, whether it's family, whether it's business, whether it's friendship. I just keep being grateful that I'm able to do what I do, as well as I think I do it. I can always do better. Like I talk to I have colleagues that I speak to, and I have a coach, and I think, why didn't I get that brain? Like, I didn't get that brain. Like, that brain can figure things out, and it's just like it's got all these, financial things, and I never got that brain. And then I think, yeah, but I got other stuff. I got other
Yeah,
stuff. So
you
I'm
got
just
that with
grateful.
you.
Yeah, I'm grateful. I'm
Yeah.
still moving and living and laughing, and I'm healthy. Like, for somebody that could afford to lose some weight, I'm pretty healthy. So I go, thank you. I'm grateful. That's my favorite line, I think. When I get into bed, I just go, thank you. So
Being
that's my favorite, I guess. I don't have any big, like, real estate
right.
mantras.
Wait, that is huge. That is huge. That's
Yeah.
something very important
Yeah.
that we missed. So I
I
love it.
think gratitude is probably something I don't want to say we all need to embrace, because that sounds so judgy if we're not, but it is something that no matter where we are in life, I just think there's got to be something to be grateful for. And if not, I really feel sorry for that person, because that sucks if you don't have something to be grateful for.
The more you practice, the more
Yeah.
you're gonna see it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so cloudy you don't see, and then as you're opening up more and more gratefulness,
Yeah.
you'll see.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, nice. What's the best advice that you have ever received?
It's like, it's really just setting clear boundaries with people,
Yeah.
kindly and gently, because sometimes we want to set them harshly because we
Mm.
feel put out, maybe. But I think it's just, set good, clear boundaries and be gentle about how you do it.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge. I love it. Nice. And now, what is one piece of advice that you would leave for any other realtor out there that's either struggling or starting in real estate? What do you have to share?
Um, I think it's a great, career. And I do believe that if you've chosen this career, you probably chose it because you saw something about it that you loved. So don't be afraid to reach out confidentially and talk to other realtors or team leaders. Like, I am so honored when somebody calls me and says, "Can we have a cup of coffee? I just want to know what it would be like to work for a team or your team, and just find out if there's another way, because you get tired sometimes. More importantly, you get disillusioned. And if I say, people can be really challenging right now
Yeah.
because they're scared. Their finances are impacted. They may have to move. They've lost a loved one, and they're not happy. And then they just think we're fatted calves. We've got all this money. You realtors, look at you all, because we usually come dressed well. We are driving nice cars because we are told to do that. And
Yeah.
yeah, and they don't know that we might be struggling too. So they don't like us all the time. And then they want to
Yeah.
know, what are you going to charge me? How much? You need what to sell me? So I always say, just, come and talk to another realtor and just find out how to do all that, which is why being on a team helps. And that's not to try to recruit. It's more about it's not an easy business. It just sounds like it is. Oh wow, selling houses, eh? No, it's not. It's not like that. So advice would be speak to a colleague. You don't have a therapist. I've done a lot of that too. So done a lot of that. It does help. And yeah, take care of yourself physically, spiritually, mentally. Those things are really important. And then talk to a friend. We know what you're going through. It's not what it looks like.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Thank you. Mm. And before we end today, what does the next quarter look like for you? Well, almost at the end of the year. How will you end the year in a strong way?
Well,
first, but
I was looking at the Toronto Star on the weekend, and Kriya said we had a great July, and I was going, huh, really? Well, that's good to see because I'm still waiting to see how August lines up. And I have a tendency to not like to look at numbers. It's just a bad habit. So I'm really hoping. Some say fall should be good, but we really are a business that seems to be based on how a lot of people are thinking and feeling, and it's that wait and see approach. And I think that buyers right now could actually get some pretty good deals. Like I'm seeing houses at $750 in Grimsby that were close to $1 million during COVID. And these are like bungalows and that everyone was like dying for. I'm thinking, these are good deals and there's still room to negotiate. I'm thinking, wow, this is the time. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot better, but also too, if a buyer is saying, well, I don't know if this is a good time, or their job is possibly concerning because of tariffs and stuff. So, and then by the way, a lot of people are renewing their rates this year.
Yeah.
It's 5 years now, right? I'm one of those people. Yeah, I think it's 1.74 on my house, so it's coming up at the end of the year. It's like, so we all knew this would happen, but so everybody's kind of like, wow, really? Good. So, yeah, and I didn't do what Wayne taught me to do, right? So
Wayne's bad. Oh, Wayne.
So, yeah, I would advise you to maybe think about buying investment properties if you just started. There's another bit of advice. So more than you asked for, Maud.
What was that at the end?
I gave you more than you asked for.
Yeah, sorry, it cut out there. Okay, all right. Well, that's very good. Thank you so much. And where do we find you online?
Online, well, I don't have all the proper online things, but to write me is easy. It's just my name is Lynn at lynnfeeteam.com. And that gets you, like, everybody's watching that. I'm watching it, and we seriously watch it day and night, 7 days a week. So if anybody did want to talk to me, as soon as I get off this, I'll be on this, and I'll be going, wonder if anybody else take me. So I'm there. And then we have a lot of, like, we're lynnfeeteam.com. Yes, I believe it is lynnfeeteam.com. And if you Google Lynn Fee Team, it'll pop right up. And the website's there. And again, I don't run the social media, because I am not the right person. We have the right person to run the social media, not the realtor who's supposed to sell real estate. So I say we all stay in our own lanes doing what we do best.
Yeah. Love it. What a way to end this. That's fantastic.
Thank you, Maud.
Well, thank you for joining us today and for sharing all of that journey. I think you have very valuable things to share, and your process and your kindness and your all of it shows up. So I'm really honored to have you on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you, Maud. Thank you for having me. This is nice. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Good luck to everyone and anyone who's listening. And I really am an open book. And if anyone did want to have a chat, love to talk.
Yeah. All your info will be shared. So that's amazing. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to Sold Right Away podcast, where driven realtors come to get real strategies, real results, and real actions you can take to win more listings and close more deals. If today's episode helped you think differently or gave you a fresh perspective, do us a favor, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other realtors who would love to hear it. And hey, what is your biggest marketing challenge right now? Reach out, drop a DM, or book a 15-minute strategy call on soldrightaway.com. I'm here to help you market smarter, grow faster, and close with confidence. Until next time, keep closing and keep winning.